God bless actors, I don't always get along with them. I think for those reasons, it feels like it's about them and what they want. And they're the instrument.
They're the stars. It kind of goes along with the territory. I mean, people in media, people in politics, people in entertainment, they tilt towards narcissism. And I'm not saying that in an insulting way. I mean, every personality constellation has its associated vices. And if you're going to want to be on camera, if you're going to want to be around people, that's one of the things that tilts you in the direction of it sort of being about you. And if you're a charismatic personality and you're an actor, you're going to attract people around you who facilitate that development, let's say. And so it's part and parcel of the territory. But you're not really temperamentally like that.
Oh, I cultivated my narcissism, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I definitely found that part within me that was the character of Vince, and they say actors get lost in their characters, right?
Yeah.
And I did. And
how long did Entourage run?
10 years.
Right. Yeah. So that's a very major chunk of time.
Oh, yeah.
So walk me through that. So you got your plane ticket, you went out to LA. What happened then?
Got the part. When my manager found out that I got the part, he walked into the room and I had no place to stay. I had no car. So I'm in his office checking my email again. And he walks in and he was the first person to call me Vince. He's like, Vince. And I knew I got the part and I hung my head because I knew that it was going to totally change my life in ways that I didn't know if I really wanted. And I knew that I was going to have to commit to this. Because he used to tell me, it's like, you don't even know what you don't know. Like, you're going to have access and women and money, and all these things. Because he was, managing other famous people. So he understood. And he's like, you don't even know you want it, but when you get it, you'll know you want it. You'll know it's great. And it was going to change my life. And because it's a commitment. When you audition for something like that, you have to sign a 6-year contract.
Right.
So you're already committed before they even give you the role. And it did. It changed my life entirely. And I had to learn to be that celebrity, or my own version, my own expression of that celebrity. And then with the success of the show and the popularity of the characters, and people would come up to me and, instant approval, you walk into a room and, you get that attention, that just acceptance.
Had that happened to you at all before? I mean, you'd had some success as an actor before that, but not like that. Not like that.
Oh, totally different. Yeah, I mean.
And you were about 28, you said, when
27, 28.
Okay, so you're not a kid when this happened, so that's something. So, all right, so now you have you said instant accessibility, instant approval, right? Tell me about the character that you played and how that tangled up into that.
Yeah, so Vince is a celebrity who's, very, very nonchalant, and the whole theme is, if this doesn't work out, if all the fame and fortune doesn't work out, I can always move back to Queens. So it was like a perfect. Talk about typecast, right? I mean, all the characters have.
That's very strange.
We're all New York kids, and we were all very well cast, But I think that's partly they were writing the character to reflect me.
Oh yeah, okay.
And partly that was the character that was, because it's
so
called
that's
Entourage.
fun, trying to distinguish your actual life from your role.
It was more fun to blur the lines, because you start to acquiesce to people's wanting you to be the character. Oh, do shots with us, right? Like, okay, I'll do some shots with these guys, and I like people, so And then then there's the pitfalls and the women and the and I started to believe that was the way it's supposed to be, right?
You mean supposed to be, meaning
Vince
like
gets all the
characteristic of
girls.
success? Yeah.
Vince gets all the girls and the money and the power and the fame, and that was appropriate and good. And as his star rose, my star rose, and it just became easier and easier to say yes to the indulgences. And I got really good at it. Whereas before I was leery of it. you get, you allow yourself to enjoy it, very easily. It becomes easy to say yes. Especially when it's justified. Well, you're the celebrity, of course. You get the accolades. You must know a little bit about that yourself.
Sleep is the foundation for our mental and physical health. In other words, you've got to have a consistent nighttime routine to function at your best. But if you're struggling with sleep, then you've got to check out Beam. Beam isn't your run-of-the-mill sleep aid. It's a concoction carefully crafted to help you rest without the grogginess that often accompanies other sleep remedies. A bunch of us here at the Daily Wire count on Beam's Dream Powder to knock us out and sleep better through the night so we can show up ready for work the next day. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and then enjoy before bedtime. Then wake up feeling refreshed without the next day grogginess caused by other sleep products. Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. And with it now being available in delicious flavors like cinnamon cocoa, chocolate peanut butter, and mint chip, better sleep has never tasted better. And today, listeners of this show can get a special discount on Beam's Dream Powder. Get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Peterson and use code Peterson at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Peterson and use code Peterson for up to 40% off.
I mean, your life
this
has
all
changed.
happened to me when I was pretty old.
Oh,
Right. So, I mean, I was laboring under some degree of obscurity till I was about 50,
Right.
53, 54. So, I was already fairly cemented into place by the time I...
that's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
That's
Right. And,
Yeah.
I have a very tight family and a very tight network of friends. And so that's also made a substantial difference to me. I don't know what it would have been like to have encountered that sort of thing when I was much younger. I mean, I probably would have been wild, especially if I would have done it before I quit drinking. So I quit drinking when I was about 25, 26, something like that. And
Right.
that straightens out your life pretty radically. But I was pretty wild, when I was drinking. So
right. So I, growing up in New York, there's a little bit of nihilism, godless, and this was now the overlay of my ego, which was, see, I am the man. I got the part.
Yeah.
And people are, approving of me.
yeah.
So it just...
Yeah, well, it's a very difficult thing. I mean, I don't know exactly how it is that you can resist. Part of being socialized is to pay attention to what others think of you, right? I mean, that's part of being in the loop for accepting social feedback. And normally, you're not carried around on the shoulders of others constantly, but you found yourself in that situation, essentially. It's like, it isn't obvious to me how people can withstand that. I've talked to Russell Brand a little bit about that because he was spectacularly successful. And also, what would you say? In the market for whatever appetitive urges might make themselves manifest. And so, he's talked to me a little bit about that, and he paid I would say, a relatively heavy price for that.
He and I might have been friends if we weren't competing for the same chicks.
Did you know him? And did you know him in LA?
We crossed paths a few times.
All right. So now you're in now. So this is very interesting. You resisted this, and now you were spending your primary amount of time in LA when Entourage was
6 to 8 months a year, and then I'd go
okay.
back to New York. And by the way,
and you didn't have a house in LA.
I had a house that I stayed when I was there.
Okay.
I kept my New York address, and I got mail there, and my bills there. So, paid taxes there. So funny enough, like you should check out. I actually made a documentary. So I simultaneously, while I'm on this ride, and I'm finding more and more excuses to indulge and enjoy the lifestyle, I was maintaining a sense of my goodness by doing environmental work and starting charities and making documentaries. And I still had a band the whole time. In fact, the band really got popular after that, even though we might not have deserved it otherwise. So I still had my other life, which kept me feeling like I was not swept up in that whole thing.
Right.
But not really recognizing how much I really was captured.
Okay, so why not be captured? Like, I mean, you were successful. You got the part. The part was successful. The series was successful, and you have these things that are laid at your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the problem with indulging?